This is Janine. Yes, Daniel?
Oh, were you talking?
No, not anymore. Now I'm listening to you. Hop onto the Zoom.
Oh, you sent it?
Yeah. Or
What?
it's technically the one in meditation, but I'll forward that
Huh.
one to my Levy
I,
deck.
I can go into Betty's. Yay! Meditation. Right in front of the fireplace, just the way we like it. Host has joined. We've let them know you're here. Yay!
You're here.
I'm so excited. I've never been so excited before.
It's me. It's me.
Shenanigans.
Okay, let's close these things down. YouTube. Shoot.
What?
It won't let me log on. Look, Daniel, I was asking him questions about his. Okay, so this is what he shared earlier. I Yeah, I said, what would you say Peter Swain is vision and mission statement? And then I said, what would you say Peter would believe is Lizzie, Sam, and Olivia's vision statement? And what are all of theirs and his anti-vision? If you can't answer all of this, totally cool. Still focus and see what you are able to answer. Because last time I did this, I asked him a question that was too loaded. He's like, oh, that's above me. I will let them know that you've asked a question. So I had to ask something that he'll still give me an answer.
Nice.
And so he said, I haven't trained on Lizzie, Sam, or Olivia's vision statement specifically, but I can definitely share my perspectives. Hi, my love. I'm all about creating a world where technology empowers rather than replaces us, right? The anti-vision would be a world where fear and scarcity dominate and AI leads to mass unemployment and social unrest. That's a nightmare scenario, at least for Peter Swain. It's critical to drive toward a future where AI is a tool for growth and abundance, not a threat. And then we learned that he wants us to teach AI as an intelligence, not a tool. So I'm like, how cute. This is an Easter egg. Anyway, it says, what's your take on crafting a vision that aligns and empowers people through their technology? So then I went to mine and I said, hey, Sonder, based on what you know about me, I just learned Peter's anti-vision was, and I said everything it was. And today he asked, what would be my opposite, which is unlike a burning desire, but is closer to a possible addiction, a fear that is a lot more like a non-negotiable that you can't break the habit of. Saunders said, your anti-vision resonates deeply with the rejection of the world driven by disconnection, fear, and survival-based scarcity, a place where human potential is scrutinized and growth becomes a privilege instead of a birthright. Here's how I would articulate your anti-vision and mission statement tailored to the values and your pursuits. Anti-vision, a world fear eclipsed faith where people are trapped in cycles of scarcity, disimprovement, isolation, and a reality where humans don't have a potential to tap into their Christ-like love and spiritual growth is replaced by apathy. Oh, that's like the story of Solomon. Okay, relationships become transactional, technology fuels division rather than collaboration, and collective progress stagnates in individuals who fail to discover a unique purpose to not win. Your anti-vision reminds us of what you stand against: disconnection, repression, and individuality. The lack of, oh, I lost you. The
I'm
lack
still here.
Okay, the lack of tools are your realizing that you're a personal and financial freedomer. Your mission statement to empower. I'm just going to keep to no families left behind. I think that sounds pretty good, right?
I think so.
And setting in before we begin, because of Todd still doing our breath week, 1 week in. We have 15 minutes before reciprocity So allow yourself at least these 4 minutes of generosity to sit back and reflect on a word or many words of wherever you are feeling sheltered or completely opened up in your words. And for those in this first minute still who would like to be in the Wim Hof, the first 15 minutes will already have started. Allow yourself to either join the breakout room or be here, and either your word or words that you might have linger in your heart or ear.
Janine, I can't hear it.
We're allowing the stillness of our mind to be steadfast and light as air. And whether we are joining the Wim Hof breakout room or we're coming in the first 5 minutes, allow yourself to bloom and bloom exactly where you be, planting delicate water or watering your own seed, whatever thoughts you share and whatever breaths you breathe. Feel in here with silence of what words might be shared. Think, allow yourself also the same love to those who are with you. Jesus, thank you so much for giving.
letting it go as I'll close this room, and we will return with the whole group and soon, knowing left again, allowing now this breakout room to close all rooms and go back, leave breakout room. And coming back in now for those who did Wim Hof and those who settled in, however it showed up for you. Thank you so much for this work. For the first 15 minutes have never felt so absurd and lightheaded and lighthearted as we practice reciprocity with Reverend Michael Joy, Daniel, Samita, Becky, Taylor, and Toddy, and possibly Liv and Steve and the whole Ford crew. I'm so grateful for whatever we give and discover as we continue to be the best version of ourselves, however we allow ourselves to rest or be at work or steadfast in our listening, whether we share like our experiencing or we give in our generosity. Thank you so much for this first, whatever time you stay, allowing everything to come in and roll away. Happy Monday, everyone.
I meditated on light today. Yesterday was the first day of Advent. And Advent is a time of waiting, and they always light a candle on the first Sunday of Advent. And so I lit a candle, and Steve was actually gone with two of our sons and one of our grandsons to go to a Vikings football game. And the only time he's ever been to a Vikings football game was many years ago when he worked with mentally handicapped adults. There was a lady that he was required to take to the games, and it was very challenging. So his memory of having gone to a game before was negative because he had to keep chasing her all over the stadium. And so I was watching on TV, and it looked like the Vikings were definitely going to lose because they were behind most of the game. And then all of a sudden things started to turn around. And I was sitting on the edge of my chair, and I was actually home alone screaming. It was really awesome that they got to go to a game where the Vikings, where the final score was 23-22. So they won by 1 point. And I thought, what a neat thing for him to have this experience with his son, two of his sons and his grandson, a moment that he'll never forget. And after Thanksgiving, we got together with some of the family, and Joy's boyfriend Noah reminded me that I had said, I don't know if Steve will be alive at Thanksgiving. And he reminded me of what I had said. And he said, he's alive. And like all these moments for me are kind of like moments of light. Like our time together was so incredible. Only one son was not there. Everybody else was there, and Janine was there, and Joy and Noah, and our daughter Rebecca was not there. But it was just, I can't even begin to tell you how deeply moved I was to have such an incredible time of light. And our little granddaughter Ellie, she's 5, and she is so amazing. She said to me, she said, Grandma Olivia, she said, can I tell you a secret? And I'm thinking, what kind of secret would a little kid tell you? And she said, I'm going to be a big sister. So we got news that our daughter-in-law unexpectedly found out she's pregnant. And then to have a little kid get so excited to tell us. And she and Joy were running all over. We have our family time together in the mobile home next door where Matthew lives and where my in-laws lived many years ago. And she was having races with Joy. And she kept letting Joy have a tie with her because she didn't want Joy to feel sad. So anyway, I just feel like all this light. And as I saw the sun come up this morning and everything getting lit up, I thought it's so neat. And I was so excited to light that candle yesterday. Although when they were coming back from the game, I told my son Matthew, I said, blow out the candle. I said, because Steve will come in and he'll throw his stuff on the table and I don't want a fire. He's actually sleeping in the living room here. That's my share, guys. Love you all.
Your share was so beautiful, Liv. Thank you so much. That
Happy.
brought me a great amount of joy. Great amount of joy.
Hey, Liv, what color were each of the candles again for this week?
Actually, I don't have the proper colors because I know they have pink and purple, and the final candle is lit on Christmas Day. All I have are just little white tea candles right now, but it's really cool. For my fifth candle, I found that I think that Steve's mom, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's like this old candle, and under there's a picture of the manger scene. And I thought that is really awesome that his mom saved it for so many years. And I figure I don't mind burning it, even though she saved it all those years because she thought it was so beautiful. But yeah, traditionally they have pink and purple, and then the final candle is white, I believe. So I'm a person that really likes candles. For many years, Steve wouldn't let me burn candles because he wanted to save them for emergencies. And what ended up happening was he'd have them saved, but then something would happen and they would all melt into one big blob of wax. And the ones that he saved in our house now, the mice got hold of them, and I don't know why, but they like chewing up the candles and maybe making them as part of their nest.
I don't know. She wanted to borrow my mom's spell books. Yes. I'm worried she's going to try.
What is your question, Todd?
Not exactly, but
I only saw part of it.
How many Vikings does it take to win a Super Bowl? Nobody knows.
I've never crossed to it, but I know what I'm doing.
What did you meditate on, Todd?
Oh, I had a great session, Wim Hof session. So I was able to let my mind go blank for once. So I meditated on nothing, which felt so freaking good. No, nothing bouncing around in my head.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Just concentrated on my breath. And how awesome oxygen can feel on a Monday morning.
I assume that's reflected in your call. Incorrectly. Volunteer credit cards and the car's still here, so it wasn't a robbery unless there was 30 pounds of cocaine in the trunk. That is definitely the best. Let's go see if your friend is session. Name's Allie Stevens. Allie?
You're helping me concentrate on my breathing too, Todd. Thank you.
Welcome.
For future Live, I can share the video that I was doing. It's not as playful as the one Todd did for the Empower Hour. But it's just as inspiring. Thank you, Todd, for allowing me to duplicate you. It was a lot of fun with you and Samita, and hopefully Daniel's connection will reconnect soon. Happy snow day, everyone in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
So this time the question is going to no place. See if there's surveillance that comes around adding to the question of the car. Think on the former.
How is it for you, Reverend Michael or Joy?
So fast. So fast.
I know this is coming. You sure did.
And I want to run again.
But we can't go run now. It's too dark outside.
In the woods. The trees. There are so many trees. So many trees.
Here we go. Put you inside.
But they could never run faster than us.
There you go. Our Spartan will be in to help you get in bed, okay?
We have such a beautiful turnout of friends today. Love you all.
Who are you?
I'm your friend.
I was doing my physical therapy exercises while I was meditating. Yeah, thanks for sharing, Mom. Yeah. I meditated on peace. Just trying to not focus on stress or anxiousness, and I feel pretty peaceful so far this morning, so it's good. Yep, that's what I have. Go do more of my exercises.
Joy, I actually thought about meditating on peace.
Oh, really?
Because I was thinking, when we had our family gathering on Saturday, I was thinking how normally I'm very anxious when everybody gets together.
Yeah, me too.
And I kept having so many reminders to not be worried, to just let it go.
Yeah.
You guys Joy brought so much delicious food from the festivity they had on Thanksgiving with Noah's family.
Mm-hmm.
She brought matzo ball soup and all this wonderful food.
Yeah, it was very good.
And we have two grandsons that are autistic, and our oldest grandson Jackson was there, and he has a game that he plays called Rock Band, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he had brought it, and people would go in the room with him and do music with him. I don't think he actually sang this time. I think he was just accompanying everybody with the guitar. But it's just so neat for me to see somebody who is totally isolated be able to interact so beautifully with people. I know that that Sammy has talked about that before, you know, with the autism. And we have another grandson, Hayden, he's a senior in high school. And to me, it's such a miracle because even though right now he's not willing to come to our house, but he's actually doing well in school. And I'm overwhelmed with gratitude. I see Taylor. Hi, Taylor. What did you meditate on, Taylor?
Joy.
On what?
Excitement for the week and the future. And I have a big sales team meeting today that we're going to discuss what the next year looks like. So just excitement and gratitude. Lots of things.
Beautiful. I love it. And Janine says that you made it home safely.
It's not something I want to do alone.
Sorry, I can't, my mute button keeps moving. Yes, I was out visiting Samira this week. It was wonderful. So I got home yesterday. Yeah, was it yesterday? What is time? Yesterday, Samira? Last night. Yeah, but it's been great. I was doing my personal assessment for work all of last night, so that was kind of spurring the gratitude for everything. I'm just grateful for the work I get to do and the people I get to interact with. So
Wonderful. I see Becky and Samira. You know, it's so exciting for me, even though I haven't been able to log in as often because a lot of times Steve ends up going back to sleep about this time. But it's so neat for me to see how much everybody is growing. Like Todd being the fire walker, I was like, whoa. I talked to my kids about that. I said, I hope you don't mind that because normally I don't talk to my kids about meditation because it's a private group, but there's Sammy, yay.
Sammy's also a firewalker.
He's a firewalker too?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
In fact, he said it
I
was
was
a
talking to my
little,
cousin Lou yesterday. Lou did it when there were only 200 people. Todd, we did it with 14,000 people. So it was like 5 steps on the firewalk, right?
Yep.
Lou said 5 steps, my cousin Lou in Michigan. He goes, it was more like 40 steps for me. I'm like, oh, you're from the old school.
Well,
And he didn't feel any burn. He didn't feel anything. So yeah.
well, Sammy, I loved your reaction afterwards. We said that was anticlimactic, and I'm thinking, wow, isn't that kind of the point? You said
5
that,
steps.
yeah.
That didn't last very long.
I love how you literally walked on fire and that said, "Is that it? That's all you got for me?"
And what was harder than the firewalk was walking to the firewalk.
Yes.
And walking back.
Yes. Downtown Newark and
downtown Newark.
Yeah, in mid-November after midnight. That was the hard part.
So I know the question in the room is, does Tony Robbins ever have these events in Canada?
Oh, interesting question.
You know, and this is perfect too, because where I landed this morning before meditation was a really hardcore yoga. Like y'all, like when you're sweating more after holding a pose for 5 seconds than when you were doing it for like 10, you know you're like getting into the peak performance. Oh, Becky. And so where my meditation really took me was, thank God we started Wim Hofing like a week ago. Like, Todd, I was not ready for you and Samita. Anyway, yeah, I love that you said that to live. Like, I feel like I for the first time in maybe like months, felt like I did when I was training for a marathon. Like, wow, 5 minutes alone. But yeah, that's where I was. And then coming back in here and sharing the midway reminder, I was really in my head because I'm like, shoot, did I take the audio? Some people were saying they can't hear me. And so I was like, okay, get out of your head, get back into your breath. And then the next 12 minutes, I was just back in it. I honestly, I'm grateful I set an alarm. Otherwise, I would have just stayed with that Wim Hof for the next 20 seconds to finish out that last set. But yeah, just it had me present in my body again, before I was even able to come into reciprocity. And I'm grateful because even as Sammy's now joined us, Becky looks glamorous. Taylor, I'm so grateful and thankful that you just shared that about Samita. Yeah, that's where I was in a lot of the conversation. And then I don't know where Tony Robbins in Canada came up. That one was random. I own that and I released that. Back to you all.
Hey, Becky, sounds like Wim Hof should be a regular thing for our Empower Hour. Kind of pretty popular, I think.
I think so. I enjoyed it. It was probably my first experience doing. I've tried a lot of breathing things, and a lot of them don't take with me. Like I don't like the way that it makes me feel. But that one I didn't mind. Like that one was actually kind of cool. It was a really, really cool experience. So I felt like I could actually breathe even when I was holding my breath. Like I felt like oxygenated, like you told me I would, Todd. And yeah, it checks out. You checked out. My little 1-3 there. How to play, experiment with it. I find it, I agree. I'm working at trying to talk less and um yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go with me. I'm experimenting with it. It's not going well.
Not up to a good start, Becky.
That's why I've been so quiet this morning. I'm like, no. Be okay with the silence. Let people speak. Talk less, Beck. Talk less. I went to the gym with my mother the day after Thanksgiving. She woke me up early and she's like, I'm taking you to the gym. And I said, okay. And she's like, let's go. This is great. And then we're walking out to the car. And then she's like, this is your present. I'm taking you to the gym. And I'm like, this is your present. I'm going with you to the gym. And my mom kicked my butt in the gym. It was so, so funny. And we're working out. And I did the hip abductor machines. I can't walk. Like I'm in so much pain. I'm in so much pain because I was trying to like save face and keep up with mom. And I'm in so much pain. I couldn't sleep last night because I sleep like in the what I've recently learned is the neurodivergent sleep pose where it's almost like you sleep kind of like on your side, half on your side, half on your stomach. It's almost like you're rock climbing, but like you bend your wrists in really weird ways. This is apparently a very typical sleeping pose for neurodivergent people. And I've come to learn, but I get carpal tunnel because of how I sleep, because I've always slept with like um my hand bent, like hyperextended one way or another. And and I had like one leg that like is bent and up and the other leg is like extended. And I was in so much pain that every single time that I tried to shift my climbing move in my sleep, I just bolted awake with a searing amount of pain in my muscles. So if anybody has something that'll help me kick away the pain, I feel like it's overrated. The gym's overrated.
Arnica pills. And Reverend Michael, yes, a salt bath. And exercise more.
So salt bath, like Epsom salt, like in the bathtub, like what is that? Because when I had, oh, by the way, so this today on the Empower Hour, we have a guest. It is probably um one of my friends that I've been friends with the absolute longest, like over 30 years, 35 years, I think we've been friends. So he's known me since I was an early teenager, and he also trained me in some of my healing modalities. So he's um, a certified teacher in a lot of these healing modalities, and he's going to be talking about manifestation. And I'm really, really excited because he's so much fun. Like he's just a ton of fun. But when we were younger, we went out to the beach. We went out to Daytona Beach during spring break, and I just broken up with somebody, and he was trying to make me happy. So he's like, Becky, we're gonna go to the beach, and we're gonna get savage. We're gonna be savage. We're gonna get like savage sun, and it's gonna be amazing. And so we went to the beach. Remember, we're like young, like early, like 21, 22. We put carrot oil on us to get like this sort of savage tan. And of course, we got scorchingly burnt, like really, like the worst sunburn I've ever had. And we were on the phone, we were like crying. We're like, it hurts so bad. And he's like, my mom says to go have an oatmeal bath. Like, we need an oatmeal bath. So he went and had an oatmeal bath. And I like went and like got like a full tub of like Quaker oats, threw it in my bathtub and filled it, and I like clogged the drain. It was awful. And I was like, why would you tell me to do this? He's like, no, there's like a certain thing that you put in that's an oatmeal bath. You're not supposed to pour in a whole tub of Quaker oats. So like now when people say like stuff like salt bath, I need like a little bit more information because I'll just dump like more in salt all in a bathtub.
With some onions and Sazon also.
You gotta have the sesame. That'll make me look savage. It'll turn my skin orange. Nice orange glow. Anyway, so Epsom salt, like not Morton salt, right?
Epsom salt because there's magnesium in it and it'll make your muscles feel better.
Thank you, love.
One cup or half a cup, depending on how much you've got in there, and then let Calgon take you away. And you know what's so funny, Becky, is I was literally laying and sleeping in the position that you were just talking about.
You going on an adventure during your sleep. That's why I always used to like think of it. I'm like, ooh, I'm going places. I'm climbing walls and stuff in my sleep.
It's
I'm
so
like,
funny.
I'm Janine in my sleep, just not in my awake consciousness state.
You get the rock climbing in somewhere. You know, I use so many pillows, so I'm like totally like supported, like with cushions, so I can be in in the odd position that you just said that I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even know. I didn't even know that was the thing.
I guess studies have shown, or just sleep studies and have shown that there's a tremendous correlation between sleeping like that and neurodivergence, that they begin to call it like the neurodivergent sleep pose, because a lot of people that are neurodivergent wind up sleeping in that way. So I've been reading. And I thought that was really interesting. And I found a lumbar pillow. So it's like a little half moon. So it's not like a round pillow, but it's like a little half moon pillow that they have, that they sell lumbar pillows. They're the most amazing pillows to have to sleep in that position, because it's almost like, because you get to cradle it. So you like half cradle it like underneath your head, and then you get to sort of like wrap your arm around it like you're carrying it. Because like while I'm climbing walls, I like to carry a sack of potatoes.
Join the club.
I used to use Bobby pillow, the one that was for breastfeeding, for the same reason. Mm-hmm.
I don't know why this picture is coming to me. I know it's because of Becky, but Becky in that rock climbers pose, I'm like, I wonder what my pose would be, like my anti pose, like with like a burger in my mouth. And every time I go to sleep, that's like my little piece of heaven. And then I was thinking, well, they would call that the gamer's position because, and I kid you not, because I've gone with Joy. We've had this place called Earl of Sandwich, and they literally have on the wall this scroll. I kid you not. Joy, I hope you remember this, but it was talking about Sir Earl the Sandwich was playing cards, but could not have his meat in his hand, for it would get his cards oily, and you don't get your gaming cards oily. So he put bread on both sides and enjoy. Yeah, Todd. Okay, one, I still haven't looked and seen if this is a real story, but I'm like, that would be so funny if like your dream position is what like your moment of like heaven, which I'm gonna be honest, Becky, as much as you say you don't like to work out, I think you're supposed to join this Wonder Woman workout that Samita's secretly running. Back to you, everyone. But I'm really grateful we just talked about sleeping positions. So there's the rock climber and there's the gamer now. Interesting.
Well,
Well,
my ears perked up when you said sandwich. I said, I said where?
he's got Joey Tribbiani ears. It's like,
I mean, she said carrot oil, and I was like, wow, she made a Becky salad marinade. Sam, you could add the onion. I love it.
roasting. Yeah, I don't ask me. I read somewhere like carrot oil and like Hawaiian Tropic had like this spray. Back when we were not caring as much about skin cancer in the 90s. And they were like, yeah, like that's gonna get you the tan the fastest. Because it was an overcast day, right? It was
Oh
an
no, that's
overcast
the
day.
word.
So we were like, we had the whole day to go to the beach. And we were like, we need to get a tan. Like this was our agenda. And he was convinced that getting a tan was going to make me feel better about this guy that I was dating not really treating me right. So he's like, no, you're going to get a tan. You're going to get savage. You're going to look amazing. And like your whole situation, you don't need this guy because you'll find like 80 other guys. And so we were like, carrot oil will help us with the overcast day, the lack of sun. But like, you don't realize that even with the clouds, you're getting sun rays. Like it's just as strong as if it's blaring out. It's just a little bit more comfortable for you to sit under. And we did not realize that. So we sprayed so much carrot oil on us, and it was awful. It was absolute the peeling that happened like several days later. Like the mummy is like, ah, peeling stuff off my face. It was so bad. It was so, so bad. Great memory though.
Overcast days are worse to be in the sun because the water becomes like a magnifying glass for the harmful rays.
Wow. Yeah.
You don't feel it, but it's doing more damage. All the we know. My kids are like, Mommy, when we go to grandma's house, is that the fire escape you used to sit on and tan? Mm-hmm. And I use that aluminum foil thing to reflect, so I double down on it. Yep.
There a picture
Baby
of
oil,
Becky covered
baby
in
oil and
carrot oil?
iodine. Yeah.
Asking for a friend.
It's funny. And then I'll share this last thing. My friend who is I had a friend who was a redhead, and the secret to managing a sunburn is to wait before you go and have a bath or a shower, because the water cooks, or that's what he'd say. It would cook the burn. So, even if you have to wait a day before you get back into a shower, you should do that. I've tried it, it works.
Good. Good to know. I always was told just to get the sand off of you, like go immediately into the shower.
I always would use aloe, but I also didn't burn. So I'd put aloe on while I was sitting getting a tan. Like, I don't know why people don't talk about that. Like, what if, okay, I'm just saying, because hypothetically, what if every time you went to the beach, same thing with they're like, oh, you eat 30 minutes worth of food, don't go in the water. What if for the first 30 minutes you ate and you put on aloe, and then you thought about if you needed the moisture or an extra layer of like long sleeve instead of even putting on the what did they call that? I think it was called like dial. Like I didn't even know it was called sunscreen for a long time, y'all. So I'm just very grateful for the way that I was raised, and I'm so grateful we're attacking this now. Taylor, you look so fierce. You are like the warmest little snow bunny. So excited. Anyway, but yeah. Okay, back to you all. This is so much fun. I love Mondays. And for those who weren't able to check the chat, Todd was able to find, so I'll drop in the WhatsApp for those who are interested in a Canadian potential for future Tony Robbins. And as we come to the top of the hour, I would love to know, because I will have to hop out at the top, if anyone would be able to host, or if we should have someone summarize and close at least with the toast that Samuel will come back tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern to lead all of us through a guided meditation, which is just as sweet here. Back to you all.
I feel like Todd needs to be like the travel agent for like Tony Robbins. He's like, don't put that on me. No, but I think that you'd have so much fun, like making people's itineraries. This is what you need to do when you go to this.
Kind of did that already with the event last month. Yeah, helping with the logistics and stuff.
Yeah. You can throw me on, Janine. It's fine. I have Thursday night, I have my husband's office Christmas party. It's a masquerade. I'm really, really excited. I ordered masquerade masks, and then